Okay, page 25. You have a mixture of probably all the things that you've learned so far. And try to do this and let's see what is your weak spots. And whatever your weak spots are, you need to continually review or go back and listen to some previous videos. We're going to do page 26, line 1. First measure. Okay, without a metronome, we're going to count again. The downbeat as is. The quarter note, the 8th note, the 16th, so on and so forth. Okay, page 26. Here we go. This time we're introduced to an 8th note triplet with the rest inside of the triplet. We count the triplet as 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. Now if you look at page 26, the first measure, you have an 8th note triplet with a rest on the and of the triplet. I'm counting 1 and the. So I have 1 and the. The and is a rest. Now here I'm going to count the downbeat again as is. 1 and the 2 and 3, 4. Again, first measure, page 26. 1 and the 2, 3, 4. You feel better about counting that first line in 8th note triplets. It would be 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. Okay, the first 3 measures, the first 4 measures are the same, so you get the feel. So I'm going to turn the metronome on 60. I'm going to count the downbeat as is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2, 3, 4. 1 and the 2 and the 3, 4. 1 and the 2, 3, 4. 1, the 2, 3, 4. Okay, line 2. I just moved it over 1 or mixed it up a little bit so you get the feel of the 8th note rest on the and of the triplet. Line 2, first measure without the metronome. 1, 2, and 3, 4. With the full 8th note count, 8th note triplet count, line 2, first measure. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. If that works for you and it's better for you, go with it. Second line complete. 1 and the play. 1, 2 and the 3, 4. 8th note triplet count. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 as is. The 1, 2, 3, the 4. 8th note triplet count. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. Now, combinations are starting to come into view. The third line. You have the new figure, the 8th note triplet with resting on the and of the triplet. And that's what the shuffle is predicated upon, or the jazz, straight ahead jazz time, or the halftime shuffle. If I was to play constant 8th note triplets with the rest on the and, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, let's go to line 3. Combinations of 8th note triplets with the rest on the 8th note rest on the and of the triplet. Quarter notes, straight 8th notes, 16th notes. Okay, here we go. Third line. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. 2 and 3, 4 and 1 E and 3 E and 4 and 1. Good. Fourth line, first measure. 8th note triplet with the end of the triplet being rested. Quarter note. 8th note triplet with the end of the triplet being rested in the quarter note. First measure, line 4. 1 and the 2, 3 and the 4. Third measure, second measure rather, same as the first, 1 and the 2, 3 and the 4. First two measures, 1, that's line 4, page 26. 1, 2, 3 and the 4. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4. Third measure, I put in some 16th note rest and 16th notes, and again, then an 8th note rest and 2 16ths, 2 16ths and an 8th. Third measure, page 26. 1, play. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and the 4 E and. Again, 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and the 4 E and. Okay. Fourth measure, line 4. 1 and the 2 and the 3. 4 E and the. Now line 4, the whole line. Let's do it with the metronome at 60. 1, 2, 3, zap. 1 and the 2, 3 and the 4. 1 and the 2, 3 and the 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and the 4 E and 1, 2 and the 3, 4 E and the. You got to watch your tempo here and the feel. Again, the table of time. Okay, page 26, line 5. 16th notes, 2 groupings of 4, 16th notes, 8th note triplet, a grouping of 3, that is. Then you have a 16th note, 8th note, and a 16th note. Here we go. First measure, line 5. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and the 4 E and the. Again, 1 E and the 2 and the E and the. Okay. Second measure, line 5. Dotted 8th note equals 3 16th notes. That's 1 E and. That takes the value. And he leaves the da. So we have the second measure. 1 E and the E and 3 E and the 4 E and the. Again, second measure. 1 E and the 2 E and 3 E and the 4 E and the. All right. Third measure, combinations. 1 E and the 2 and the 3, the 4. Again, 1 E and the 2 and the 3 and the 4. All right. Last measure, line 5. Here we go. 16th note count. 1, 2 E and the 3. Boom. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the E and the. Again, slower. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. Metronome at 60. Excuse me. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Line 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and the 2 E, 3 and the 4 E and the 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and the 4 E and 1 E and the 2 and the 3 and the 4. 1 E and the 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and the. That's at 60. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Line 6. 2 16th notes, an 8th note rest, 2 8th notes, a dot again, a dotted 8th note rest, 16th note to take the value, and an 8th note triplet. Here we go. That's line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, play. 1 E and the 2 and 3 E and the 4 and the. Second measure. 1 and the 2 and the 3. 4 E and the. Third measure. 1 E and the 2 E and 3 E and the 4 E. The 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 and the 4 E and. Okay. Line 6 again, nice and slow. 1, play. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Okay, line 7, first measure, 16th note rests in 16th notes. Counting 16th note count, first measure, line 7. Here we go. 1 E and a play, E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Second measure, line 7, we're going to remain in 16th note count here. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Third measure, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Last measure, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Okay, now kind of the last line, I'm throwing some things at you that are unusual combinations, so you need to feel here each downbeat. Again, if it's 16ths, we're counting the 16ths, 1 E and. Okay, here we go. All right, last line, first measure. 1 E and 2 E, the 3 and 4 and. Again, 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 and. Okay, second measure, last line. Combination, the quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, here we go. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Third measure, last line. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Last measure, 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4. Let's try that with the metronome at 60. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4. 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3. The 4 E and 1. The 2 and 3 E and 4. Okay, that concludes page 26.